Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Swerve here and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video where, as you can see, I'm on PC, finally. I'm finally on PC after a whole year it took me to finally get on PC. But today we're going to be talking about how to actually make nice enclosures. So many of you guys have sort of watched my video about fences and enclosures, and loads of you have been asking how to actually make nice enclosures. And it's a difficult process, but it's definitely a well worth it process when you come to the end of the sort of process. But yeah, so that fences and enclosures video was actually talking about before the game. Oh.
We hope you have a safe and enjoyable stay with us.
Thank you very much. But yeah, so that fences and enclosure video was actually talking about the fences and enclosures that we could possibly get for Jurassic World Evolution before it was even released. So that's why loads of people were confused when they do click on it. But it has been a video of mine that has sort of blown up recently. So today we're going to sort of talk about making nice enclosures. So making nice enclosures, what's the key things that you need to sort of pay attention to? You need to pay attention to what's around you. I have not sorted out this sort of Isla Nublar as of yet, simply because you sort of have to deal with your terrain. You have to build your terrain, and you make nice enclosures when you do have different terrain details in your enclosures or in your parks. So what you want to do, I'm going to go with, let's say, light steel fence for now. You'll want to sort of get somewhat close to the path, as close as you probably can get. So we'll probably go to about here and then here, and then we can start curving it. So let's say I don't know, maybe we'll have trikes in this exhibit, so we'll try and make a somewhat big enough exhibit, and then sort of bring it back when it's in the water, if that makes sense. So we'll have something like this. You don't really want to keep it all that straight as well, because when it does just become just a straight enclosure, it does get a bit boring. So you want to sort of keep it a bit unique. So as you can see, it's a little bit unique that way, and yeah, it's very interesting. Sorry about that, my phone has gone off. But yeah, it's very interesting and it's very nice. So how do I make it look even better? Well, as you can see, it's quite a flat sort of terrain, and it has quite a lot of water in it. So what we'll want to do is either get rid of the water and make our own water source, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to sort of get a little bit of the water away, if that makes sense, and sort of keep it a little bit unique, if that makes sense. And then maybe add, I want to see if this works. I can't remember last time I did this, but you can sort of like smooth it out. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but you can sort of like smooth it out and make like really light textures. But as you can see, it's sort of like a little unique area of water there. The best way to sort of make this look even better is maybe with a hill or two. So add a bit of hill terrain there, and then we'll keep it flat down here, but also let's add some water, and we'll get a nice enclosure that way. So yeah, as you can see, it's sort of got a nice set of terrain right there. And yeah, so then what we'll need to do is sort of, you know, the basics. So we'll add the terrain painting. If we must, we can sort of add some sand around like the edges to make it look nicer. We want to do that. If you tap the sand button, you don't get a thick amount of sand unless you want a thick amount of sand. So I think here is probably going to be where my beach area is, so I'll probably put more sand on this side. Just hold it down and we'll get more sand. And we'll extend the sand out into the grass a little bit more, and you'll see why in a minute. So we'll extend the sand out that way, and we'll sort of like click and dab to get a little bit of sand here. And to get a little bit of water depth, sort of add some sand like that, so you can sort of see where it is in the water. Change a little bit of the depth. But yeah, so essentially you have a little bit of sand, and then another way to sort of get the contrasting colours with the sand. And on the high terrain, I do recommend having terrain sort of lines and grids shown here. The best way to do that is sort of add a bit of rock. I'm sorry if the music's a bit loud right now, I really am. I can't really sort it out, but yeah, the best way is to sort of add a little bit of rock around it, and then you can just fill it in with a little bit more sand on the side, like so. So we have that sorted nicely. And again, you want to do the same thing here. Sort of add terrain and rock to where it's like growing over, likewise there, so it's quite an abstract sort of thing. And we can add a dab of rock there to sort of make it look a little bit more unique. it doesn't really change much, but it does change the sort of details. As you can see, it just looks like a little bit nicer. Where a little bit more sand coming on this side as well. So yeah, so then you have sort of like a little sandy oasis, and the reason why I was keeping this a bit sort of sandy is because later on you are going to go and sort of fill this out. Oh, that's a bit too big. We're going to fill this out with more grass on it, so it sort of gets into the grassy stage sort of thing. So I'm going to add a bit of crag. There we go. And maybe a bit of vibrant around here. Sort of bend out the edges a little bit more. And then some coastal. And we want to keep a little bit of coastal in the water. Especially near the grassy, sandy areas here. So it looks a little bit nicer. Because at the end of the day, it is coastal. So you want to try and keep it as coastal as possible. But yeah, so then you have sort of like a beach thing that looks realistic enough. But the reason why I left this little top bit here, basically green, is so that it can sort of blend in. If you wanted to put a tree there, you don't have to put a tree there, it's just a bit of uniqueness. What I would actually recommend in putting tree wise is actually this big one. There we can actually do it. Okay, alright, so I'm going to estimate it's there, and yeah, we're a little bit off, but you know what I mean. So you can sort of add a little bit of shade and makes the enclosure look a little bit nicer. So again, to make a sort of realistic dinosaur-esque enclosure, you will need to sort of put down loads of this sort of stuff around. So you'll need to put a lot of crag and coastal just to make it sort of stand out a little bit more. Vibrant, I'm not too sure about, so we'll have to sort of learn through that. We'll put a bit of vibrancy down. But yeah, you can already see it's making a big difference to the enclosure. Grassland for sure, we'll put some grassland down. Make it look a little bit nice as well, especially near the tree, because it needs to sort of work off that. We'll do a bit of here as well, and coastal for sure, because again it just adds more bushes and more sort of uniqueness and life into the park. Maybe a bit in the water as well, just by the trees. Especially here where it is water and trees, you want to put quite a lot to make it like a swampy area. So yeah, you want to do that. Clean this area out. And then add more for grassland, and you want to do this for every single brush really. Vibrant, let's add that, and then we'll want some crag as well. So yeah, already the enclosure is looking a lot nicer, but obviously it's forgetting one thing besides the dinosaurs, that is, and that is scenery items. So I do tend to sort of put some palm trees every now and then. It does depend how I'm feeling, but again, the reason why you put down some coastal, right? Okay, I do advise you not to put it right on the edge, but it's hard sometimes, so I do understand. Let's see if I can sort of... Yeah, I can't really get the water back. So yeah, try not to put it right on the edge, because it does cause that to happen sometimes. But yeah, just add it with sand. And because you put down some crag or some coastal, the palm tree is going to sort of blend in from where it's grown out. Again, if you want a smaller palm tree, you can put down a smaller palm tree. You can sort of scatter them more in the shallows and other areas, like so. Again, that's the whole reason why you got to be careful sometimes. So, because it does sort of do that little formation thing, but not to worry. You can just sort of delete it and then put down the water back again. But yeah, then you've got a nice little area for your dinosaurs to sort of come and drink and eat and all of that. Scenery wise, we want to add, let's say, 3 to 4 different types of rocks, and maybe 4 sort of enclosure, 4 in an enclosure, depending on how you feel. So that's like a good distance apart, so it's like a little pathway for dinosaurs to go through, so it's not really blocking them from anything either. Again, just add like random rock here or something. You don't want to be weary, because if you are going to put a viewing gallery on the edge here, you got to be careful of that, simply because it's going to be obstructed. So if we were to do this and we were to put a viewing gallery there, it's obstructed, and it's obstructed, but it's not obstructed here, I think. Yeah, here, so they will be able to sort of see your dinosaurs. Again, you can choose another one. I tend to like to put these 3 rocks like around the edges of water and around like other rocks, so we'll put it like here or something. Do I want it this way around? Yeah, I want it that way around. So it's like a little edged off area of water, but those are a bit too close, but for my liking. But yeah, at the moment it's looking nice. Again, you'll need some trees These large tree 5s, you just really will have to place them wherever you can, because they're very, very picky indeed. So yeah, place them where you can. If you do have space to place multiple of them close together, I do recommend doing that. And then maybe, depending on how it is, maybe add some tree to sort of intertwine with it, so it makes like a even better forest area, so it looks even nicer. That's something I do tend to enjoy and a lot more. But yeah, so as you can see, the enclosure is looking really fine and dandy, really nice looking. Again, just add a few more trees if you fancy it. So I can put, especially these ones do add a sort of more character and vibrance to your park. But if you want some open area for your dinosaurs, feel free to do that, because it's really something that dinosaurs do need as well. Don't forget that all of these trees do sort of add to their tree behaviours and traits. But yeah, at the moment, I really like this enclosure. It's a bit unique, a bit funny looking. See, it's not normal. So yeah, that's the uniqueness side of it. But if you want me to continue this series, I'm more than happy to do so, and it'll be my pleasure, because I actually do enjoy making enclosures a lot. So this is just implementing the basics of building a nice enclosure. I could do something more with terrain, because you can see there's a nice bit of terrain there. So please just let me know in the comment section if you do want to see more stuff like that. I'm more than happy to do stuff like that. So yeah. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's sort of tutorial, sort of video, just to teach you how to build nice enclosures for now. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I understand that this enclosure can look a little bit crowded, but at the end of the day, it does look quite nice, and you could extend it if you want to, and you can play about with how you want. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash that like button, and if you're a brand new channel and you haven't seen my videos before, please subscribe, because then you'll be able to stay tuned to all news, Jurassic World Evolution, Prehistoric Kingdom, Path of Titans, The Isle, all of that, and also get some cool little tutorials for Jurassic World Evolution. I will also be playing Planet Zoo soon, so if you're interested in Planet Zoo, be sure to subscribe for content of that. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Obviously, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. It's been Swerve, and peace out.